One thing the city's taught me, you can put a price on anything. Secrets, reputations, a life. And trust? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. But then I suppose none of that matters when you're me. After all, when did I ever pay for anything?
A continuation of the series that revolutionized the stealth game genre, the series brings us to 2014 reboot Thief, retitled by others as Thief 4. As expected, Garrett returns as our main character, stealing practically everything and anything in the room that he can get his hands on. Going for a real stealth game requires patience, and this game definitely stays true to keeping this patience. Waiting for guards to walk past you, only to see them stop in exactly the wrong place for over 3 minutes is very frustrating, but that keeps Thief true to its genre. If enemies get a glimpse of you, they will go over to investigate, and you find your heart pounding as you try hard as you can to stay hidden in the shadows in hopes that the guards won't see you as they pass by. This is what makes Thief shine, but other aspects of this game are what bring the game to its downfall. Like I said before, Thief really does hold true to its genre, but it also holds very true to its roots. The first Thief game was another example of this patient waiting, and that is what made the game so difficult. While there is a lot of patience that is necessary for this game in particular, what makes Thief so easy is the incredibly stupid AI guards. Guards occasionally won't even be taken aback when another guard they are talking to gets killed by you in mid-conversation. They just continue looking at the stone wall that they were already looking at, only to have you sneak up upon them and kill them as easy as pie. While this does prove to be a lesser factor once you enter the open area, a new problem soon arises. The map is way too confusing, and I found myself getting lost multiple times throughout my journey trying to find my way to a particular entrance. It is an extremely frustrating process, and only gets worse as more missions start popping up all over the map. Some even require you to go through windows in order to get to the area in which the mission starts. Once the missions start, unfortunately it leads up to one of the most disappointing endings you will ever experience, for the plot literally leads nowhere, and you are outraged at how disgusted you feel afterwards for wasting almost 8 hours of your life. This certainly does not help Thief's cause. If the story wasn't bad enough, the controls are what makes this game suffer the most. Not only is it extremely awkward, but also no other game is set up this way, and that's personally what made me have the most trouble. For instance, one of the most frustrating aspects of Thief is its inability to use the right trigger, or the R2 button, as the attack button, like every other game in the world. Instead, the attack button is the X button, which is also the interaction button. And honestly, this just makes no sense. Then, the down button on the D-pad is the map, not the select button or the window button. The game mechanics just make absolutely no sense, and this is what makes Thief the most unappealing. If that wasn't bad enough, the frame rate on next-gen consoles is just atrocious. Even on the PS4, cutscenes are extremely choppy, leaving a very unrealistic approach to this game. As I now feel like I wasted my money buying next-gen consoles because the frame rate isn't even the highest capacity. Although Thief has a lot of things wrong with it, it certainly has things that went right. While playing as Garrett, you do feel as if you are a thief, hiding into every dark corner possible to make sure you aren't seen. The lighting in this game is another incredibly well done aspect of this game that makes for good eye candy, but eye candy can only go so far. With the game mechanics, bad frame rate, and terrible story, Thief is certainly a game that is worth skipping over.
Jumping off, which makes no sense to me right now. afraid I might beat you to this thing?